So first off, I want to say thank you so much to Miss McCurdy for sharing your story, being not only brave and courageous, but having the initiative to take things that happen in our lives and you know make a a lighthearted tale for those that do read it. It has its moments, but it's some stuff. It's taken me almost a year and a half to get through it between working jobs and moving and stuff, relocating. So that's the reason it's taken me long. Also, there's certain sections it is very hard, very relatable. You know, I will say I did watch Josh and Drake a little bit, in the Nickelodeon days. This is kind of when I started stop watching like Nick Disney and all that stuff because I'm a '90s kid. I'm born in '89, grew up on all that stuff. So when iCarly was on, I saw a few episodes. Her and Miranda Cosgrove's roles, as the best friends and stuff, and the other guy, I don't know his name. But again, I wasn't super regular, but it was enjoyable. I definitely appreciated the series for what it was. With that said, with a lot of people who are, I would say, indoctrinated until Hollyweird stuff and everything. It as a child, you're essentially powerless for what it's worth, and sometimes some people are lucky to have communities or circles of those around them who, if they see something going on, they would investigate and pry into it. Miss McCurdy here, that was definitely not the case in certain things. And let me tell y'all, I don't. If you know me, you know me. But it stung some spots in my spirit because I've been doing a lot of inner work, shadow work, healing, and things for the last, what is this, 2024 February, about the middle, almost the end. I've been doing this kind of work since 2012, I'd say. Before I went to school in New York when I was staying there at the time in Springfield Gardens, that's Queens. As somebody who grew up with a very narcissistic mother, and she says she has bipolar. My mother doesn't have that. My mother was essentially a brat that was taken care of, needs met, and me as being the oldest sibling out of three, I have two stepbrothers. I have two step siblings, a brother 5 years younger than me, sister 6 years younger than me. I love them both, but in a lot of these family type of situations, like Miss McCurdy's here, again, I'm not gonna spoil the book or whatever. Roles are forced onto people, whether it be the eldest sibling, another parent, in this case, one of her parents, and it's layers, yo. It's like wow, it definitely hits some spots. Not saying that not saying I had the Omega worst upbringing, but it was pretty shit. I'm not gonna lie. I had shelter and stuff, but very obviously I was treated as a man early, conditional basis. Go to indoctrination camp, aka public schools, help out my grandmother with the kids, help my mom with the kids and stuff, and having responsibilities thrown and shit at me. So I essentially got robbed. Jennette talks about that in the book as well, being robbed of an early childhood. And it's you grieve. There's so many layers of grieving. Like sometimes I'll just be crying like, man, I remember this one time I wanted this or wanted to do that, and it just hurt me because I didn't have like what I needed around, or people around were manipulating me. You're not taught boundaries and all that kind of shit, or how you should let the things most kids knew is don't have strangers around, and don't be welcoming to strangers. If somebody's bullying yourself or your siblings or your relatives, go and fight them. I'm pretty sure big sisters, eldest sisters have to go through similar things. I know some ladies who are elder siblings. Shout out to y'all as well. But yeah, nah, it was. I'm very respectful. She shared her story again because people there's just like social old stereotypes of, oh, because somebody ascribed to be a mother, she's a saint because she's taking care of kids and she birthed them. No, not all people who birth their kids are saints. A lot of not I say a lot. a decent bit of us, especially millennials. Yeah, she's a millennial too. I can't speak for too much of Gen X and Zoomers, but a lot of us millennials, we had abusive parents, especially abusive or negligent, absent moms. And and it's very gaslighting when you're in certain social circles. You're like, oh, my mom treats me good, and oh, I have this, and those people will have like insecure energy around you, like, oh well, they're just bitter and this and that. You know what? I am a little bitter sometimes, but I don't let the bitterness let me ruin who you are as a person. People have to stop projecting that, oh, because they're dealing with a hardship, they can't see the possible good in others. That's not true at all.